Hi guys, Dotsa here and welcome back to Arcanum. In the previous episode we went to Vandergroth and got the device. Now we're gonna go here to the stones and then supposedly Nazrodin is gonna transport or teleport us to the void. And I think that's gonna be the last part of the game. Hopefully I have enough stuff. There he is.
Are you prepared to face Aranax?
Yes.
Then it is time. May your gods accompany you to the other side and help you to stop Aranax.
They had better or we're all in for a bit of trouble. These guys attack me? Oh wow. Now they're attacking me. Guess they didn't care at first, it's just those guys who were violent. And then I'm like, okay, well, if you want to die, be my guest. Very cool place. Spirit snake. Hold there. What's your business here? I'll be on my way. Oh, they don't attack? I'm here for Aranax. Oh, they don't say anything. This is Aranax?
Yes? What is it?
Notices your presence is low. Aranax, I presume?
Your presumption is correct. And who might I have the pleasure of addressing?
I am Ilimbotan.
Well, what brings you to my corner of oblivion?
I've become involved in events beyond my control.
That is a feeling I have much familiarity with. Sometimes I feel that my fate was decreed from an early age.
You are here. Why can't I choose more options? Once again, as always, these role-playing games where they let you pick a lot of options are still forcing you to choose. You are here because of your actions, not some cruel twist of fate.
Do not misunderstand me. I take full responsibility for my actions. Though, how are one's actions determined, really? How is our view of the world shaped? Mine was shaped by arguably the most powerful individual in the world, my father. He raised me on tales of the righteous superiority of the elves and the destiny that brought us to rule over all the races.
I don't think it was Nazrodin's intent that you destroy a whole city.
What did he expect? He shoved a young, immature, and inexperienced fool into a position of immense power and set me loose on the world. Why didn't he stop me? He should have stopped me.
Wait, are you trying to tell me you feel guilt over what you did?
Most certainly. I have had 2,000 years of my grievous errors and judgment replaying themselves in my mind. One tends to grow a bit of a conscience in all that time.
Wouldn't you have a conscience from the get-go, though? Weird, I thought I met him in another chamber. Where was your new conscience when you threatened my life?
I did no such thing. I've been here for ages. Do you really think I could reach across the void to torment you?
Why can't I choose more? What the fuck is this? I tire of your lies. Come out of your shell and fight me.
You fool! You think this is my protection? This is my prison! I've been trapped inside this shell for nearly 2,000 years.
Well, once again, I can't choose more options. I would have... game. Don't you get it? I do not talk like this. At least let me choose my stuff. What? That's impossible. This must be some sort of trick.
I assure you, it is not a light-hearted jest, though I wish that it were. I have been trapped here since soon after I was banished to this realm.
Who could have possibly trapped someone of your power here?
This is Kurgan's doing.
Kurgan.
When I first came here and realized what he was becoming, I attempted to stop him. Our battle was intense, yet brief. As you can see, I was not the victor.
The necromancer that you hated and had vanished?
One and the same. It looked as if I was correct as to the effects of his experimentation. His dark magics have transformed him hideously, in body and spirit.
Do you think he could be behind all this?
Being that I am trapped in here, my opportunities to get information are, shall we say, a bit limited. On the rare occasion Kurgan has deigned to visit me to play his intellectual games, he has dropped some veiled clues that might make sense in light of what you've told me. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say Kurgan is impersonating me.
To what end?
It sounds as if these dark elves you mentioned have patterned themselves after the misguided philosophy of my youth. They are proving to be powerful allies in his quest to return to Arcanum, it seems. I doubt they would be willing to help Kurgan the Terrible return to exact his revenge.
I'm pretty sure the Dark Elves are not going to help Kurgan anymore. I mean, I think you know why. At least I know why. So Kurgan is the one I'm here to stop.
That would appear to be the case. If you were able to facilitate my release from this prison, it would be my pleasure to help you destroy Kurgan.
How Kurgan defeated you last time you fought?
I'm not saying it will be easy to defeat Kurgan. In fact, the attempt might be fatal. Yet, I believe it worth the risk. We cannot let him return to Arcanum. It would mean the end of all life there. I have a few acquaintances on this side that may be interested in helping us as well, should you succeed in releasing me.
I have the Vandergraaf device.
Then our task should be at least a fraction easier. All we need to do is hurt him enough so that he attempts to regenerate himself, and then you can use the device on him. Of course, this is easier spoken of than accomplished.
I will release you so that you may join me.
I'm afraid I do not know. I do not believe Kurgan could
Wait, what?
maintain this from a distance, so there must be something near here.
I will be on my way then. Very interesting places though. Are they gonna let me through? We have no business here, leaving me in the penalty for Spirit's death. What is this place? I told you to leave, you won't be warned again. Neither will you. Step aside or pay the consequences. Silly people. You don't decide for the daughter. No. Silly people. The Blitzer cannot be defeated. weapon's kind of shitty, isn't it? Oh, it's Blade of Maelstrom, of course. I don't think I like when things are locked. What the hell? Bludgeoner, oh shit. Bludgeoner, eh? Someone from the other side has come. Who are you? I'm Granger Silverhammer. Tell me, did Stenner reach you? Yes, but he died before he could tell me what was happening. Stenner, he hangs his head for a moment. How did he die? He perished in a horrible Zeppelin crash. Zeppelin, what is that? It's an airship, a boat that flies suspended under a large balloon. What? I've never heard of such a thing. How is this possible? The world has changed greatly since you've been there. No doubt driven by dwarven ingenuity and technological advances. After Bates's engine, the humans began developing machines. So our folly haunts us once again. If only we had harnessed the boy's ideas. What might have been, well, that is of no consequence now. If we hadn't made some error in judgment, the Dark Elves could exploit. Another clan would have. Can you tell me about what happened? The Dark Elves had been lying in wait, looking for a way to bring some dwarves over to this side. They knew that technology would eventually weaken the wards to the point of failure, but they decided to accelerate the process. They needed a machine to open the rift back up by distorting the already weakened wards. An elf couldn't make a machine to save his life. And then Bates made his steam engine. Exactly. Somehow they convinced King Loghair to banish us. We were shocked, to say the least, but our king had spoken. We were told our banishment was to the Isle of Despair. This is where we ended up. We can only assume our king knew nothing of their true intent. I don't believe he did. As soon as we arrived here, we were beaten mercilessly and thrown in chains. I wonder who built all this place in the void. Was it the Dark Elves? As their work progressed on the gate, Stenner formulated a plan. As soon as the gate had any functionality, he would go through and attempt to warn the other side. We knew that his absence would be noticed and that they would try to stop him. Please go on. He began preparations to disguise himself as a gnome. He starved himself to the point of sickness, and when the gate was near readiness, he shaved his beard. He believed that the full responsibility for what had befallen us was his. He would do whatever he thought was necessary to make things right, even that. What happened after he went through? They tortured some of the clans to force us to reveal his plans, but we wouldn't break. We knew they needed us to finish the gate, and we had been disabling the gate in various ways for months. For all they knew, we still had months ahead of us to finish the thing, when we could have finished months before. And then they killed half of the clan in the last effort to force us to talk. We still did not break, and now we are all that is left of our once great clan. I will return to free you when I have killed those responsible. Why don't you just go now? Looks like they killed more than half. really think you could defeat the Dodza, huh? I don't think that's how it works. Dodza is a lot stronger than she looks. Whew. Oh fuck, how many of them are there? They're kind of slow, so I should be able to run. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Gosh, wonder how much HP he has. Cannot wait here. That's probably for the best.
Greetings. Long have I waited for your arrival, and finally this moment has come. I am Kurgan, first of the Necromancers, voyager in the lands of the dead.
I see. Not exactly the person I originally expected. What can I say it now?
I would think not. Although I know that you've already spoken with Aranax, so you probably know much of my tale. Tell me, what do you think of what has transpired?
I was taken aback, I must admit. Tell me your side of the story.
My life, in the world you call Arcanum, seems so very distant. The memories clouded like those of a child, and a child I was then, probing the darker magics, given glimpses of the truths yet to come.
The council, were they right about the magics? Look at you.
Yes, look at me, and what do you see? A monster? An abomination? You've no idea what I've discovered. You see with eyes tainted by life, and all which that accursed state embodies. My vision is clear because of those magics you hold in disdain. And the Council, it is they I have to thank for it.
But they punished you, why would you thank them? I think I should have played this game when I had higher intelligence, because they're not giving me many options to choose.
In your world, your Arcanum, I was powerful. Perhaps the most powerful human magicka who has ever been. But to humans, cursed with our shortness of life, our brevity, what is this power? What can be learned in that impermanent spark that is our life? Nothing. But here, in this so-called prison, there are no limits. There is no end.
I don't understand. I kind of do, actually, but I guess my character doesn't.
This place, this void, has no time as you know it. I've been here for more than 2,000 of your years, and yet I've aged not at all. I feel as I did the moment they sent me here, or as when the Dark Elves first called to me. Do you now see? Here I can do everything I did in your world, but I am unfettered by the chains of mortality that time hangs upon us.
But the Dark Elves thought they were calling to Aeronox.
Yes, I know. Ironic, isn't it? It was on my ears that their feeble and pathetic cries had fallen. To me, Kurgan, who had defeated their master and thrown him in chains. Kurgan, who had manipulated them into subverting the Bonari and weakening the wards. Kurgan, who used them to send me the dwarves of the Black Mountain clan, who have now finished the bridge back to Arcanum.
But why? If you like it so much here, then leave us alone.
I truly wish I could. My reasons for returning aren't what you'd think. I had no aspirations for power or domination like your companion Aronax did. Aspirations that I became the victim of. No. Those are the motivations of the living, and I no longer place myself among them.
Then what is it you want?
If only I could show you the places I've seen, you might understand the things I say. I've been to the desolate lands, wandered by those souls who still see the lands of the living, but wear the cloak of the dead. Blind to their own ends, they cry, passing through one another like shadows in the dying light of day. I've traveled to where souls rot in torment, pierced with the jagged shards of life and vision, clinging to memory, regrets of the flesh. I saw that this prison was of their own making, and the key was in unknowing, in release. And still, I traveled on. And finally, I came to the place where souls go to die, where the mirrored and worn spirits fall into an endless sea of gray, mirrored glass. And I lowered myself within, and lay there among them, and I almost did not return. And do you know what I found there? There, among the silent and battered shells of the innumerable, peace, enlightenment, truth. Only then did I realize that this place, this life, is an abomination, a horrible distortion of the natural order. This life, who mothered pain and fear and envy, these twisted children who exist only because we are here to feed them, to nourish them. This life, this afterthought, a disturbance, a mere ripple in that great, dead sea, not even the cause, but merely an effect, sending these souls upward, screaming for release from the day they are torn from their waters. The effect of what? I do not know, nor do I care. Have you ever spoken with the dead, called to them from this side, pulled them from their silent rest? Do you know what it is that they feel? Pain. Pain when torn into this wakefulness, this reminder of the chaos from which they had escaped. Pain at having to live. There will be no more pain. There will be no more chaos. I see your soul, traveler. It screams, tattered and spent. Do you feel its pull? Do you hear its wailing? It is within my power to calm these waters, and that is what I shall do.
Didn't expect they would actually show nudity in this game. What do you mean, calm these waters?
I can no longer tolerate the atrocities that this thing, this life has brought about. There will be peace. There will be quiet. Life will no longer be. And so I go to Arcanum to be an end to it. And then I will join the souls of the dead when it is done.
It must be really sad for those people who don't believe in an afterlife. So they will hang on to whatever they can because they know their time is limited. And pretty soon they will return to the dust that they came from. A few questions before we continue.
Of course.
Tell me of the Dark Elves and the Black Mountain Clan.
The Dark Elves began calling across the void soon after Arronax had been banished. By the time their feeble cries were heard, their master was already defeated and imprisoned. Pretending I was he, I masterminded the manipulation of the Panari, coerced the Dark Elves into betraying the trusts of Logair and the Wheel Clan, and had the Black Mountain Clan sent to me.
And what has the Black Mountain Clan been doing?
The Black Mountain Clan was brought here because of the nature of technology and magic. The wards which bind the gate back to Arcanum are weakening because of the rise of technology. I brought the dwarves here to construct a device to shatter the wards once and for all.
It's like those dogs outside. They just keep barking and barking, acting as dogs do. I mean, they can't help who they are. They just are. I see a few more questions.
Of course.
Tell me how you came to be here.
I was the first of the necromancers, and the Elven Council was displeased with my studies into the darker side of that discipline. After an inquiry into my activities, the Council was going to exile me, but Arronax, in his hatred of me, convinced them banishment was more appropriate for my so-called crimes. They banished me soon afterward.
I see a few more questions.
Of course.
What happened to Arronax?
Arronax was banished here only a few years after I was. After seeing how powerful I'd become, he raised a ragged army against me. But his efforts were useless. I destroyed his army and threw him in chains. A fitting end for him, and a reward for his endless arrogance. Of course, I want the end to all life. I've divined the mysteries of death and seen its truth. Death is the natural state of things, and life is a distortion of the natural order. I will put an end to it once and for all.
Even if that's what someone believes, while they're still alive, they can still enjoy their life. Why speed up the process when you can just wait it out and it's still going to happen either way, right? What's the rush? I see a few more questions.
Of course.
None for now. Now what does you want to do, Kerrigan?
I can no longer tolerate the atrocities
Oh,
that
here he
this
says.
thing, this life has brought about.
An interesting point of view. I can see the merit
Will
holds.
be, and why not? I realize that you follow the way of the righteous, or at least that's the role you've decided to play. But you've yet to see the other side. Follow me, and I'll show you things you've never imagined.
I guess I'll see both ways. First, let's beat him. I'll not turn back now. You're going to die, Kerrigan.
Very well. I shall send you to that great dead sea, and then you shall know.
Kerrigan. Good thing I saved. One death. Weird. Is it because... What the hell is going on? Oh, is this one I used the...
Even though you were able to free Shrouded Hills from the grip of Lucan and his henchmen, the presence of the ghost of Betsy Toon kept the mine from ever producing any quality ore again. Eventually, the town withered and died. Cumbria, under the continued leadership of King Praetor, fell even further into decay. After his death, Durnon crumbled into obscurity, and Cumbria was eventually swallowed by the unified kingdom. Loghaire Thunderstone never returned to his people, and a distraught and confused Ranver assumed leadership over the Wheel clan. Without a strong king, the Dwarven clan splintered, and a bloody war followed. In time, Ranver gathered enough followers to put an end to the conflict, but the dwarves were never the same again, secluding themselves forever from the outside world. Khan Karai of the Bedokan made a lasting peace with the elves of Kintara, and together they rid the glimmering forests and the dark fens of poachers and of the spoilers of the land. In time, the Bedokan became a more civilized people, sharing in the wonders of the new age. Upon returning to Arcanum, Aranax buried his father on the Isle of Thanatos. Later he traveled to the Vendigroth Wastes, and there used his powers and single-handedly raised the city from the ruins it had become. Vendigroth again became a place of awe and wonder. Yet, after all of this, Arcanum is still what it always was, a place of possibility, a place of change. One thing is certain, and that is that nothing at all is ever certain in this place. Who's to say what the future holds for the land we call Arcanum?
I guess that's it. It ended pretty similarly to Fallout games, Fallout 3 particularly, when it just talks about stuff. Well guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!